Okay, so we're going to start off by going to Greatech PowerPack Connection Vault. I'll left click on that. We'll scroll down the categories on the side till we get to Purlins, and we'll choose that first option, the Purlin connection with folded plate. Left click on here. You'll see it says select the main beam, so I'll pick that. Right click, and then it says select the purlins that you want to connect. So you pick the both of them, right click, and a connection will get created. Let me just zoom in a bit. In here now, we'll go through the different options. So you have for the connection, if you need to leave a gap, you can. So it leaves a bit of a space. You can then put the purlin shoe on one side or the other, or on both if you prefer. And you can add reinforcing to this as well. And if we look at that, you'll see it places a shape on the other side, and it connects to that as part of the reinforcing. For the reinforcing itself, if I come to bolt distances, you'll see number in addition. And if I set that to 2, you'll notice that that increases. And if I set it to 0, it just keeps the original amount of bolts. So this will help control what that is and how many bolts are coming out across there. So you have your number in addition. And you can choose from the connection area. If you don't want reinforcing, it'll just grayed out, but if you can select it, you can choose the type of shape that gets used as reinforcing. And if I expand that, you can see channels, MC, flat, and so on. So you have different options in here that you can use for that reinforcing. Under bolt distances, you have the to section origin, and you can set that spacing here. So if I were to put it just to 4 so you can see, it's going to increase the height from the start up to that bolt. So you can set that to whatever you want. Your intermediate space, I'm going to increase that. You can see it pushes the bolts out, but only on the one leg, not on both. So you're controlling just the one. And you have to the end of purlin shoe, whatever you want. So if I put, for example, 1/2 inch, you can see it's going to go from the center of the bolt to the end of the purlin shoe here. And then you can set the distance, whatever it is you're looking for that. At the bottom, you have to section origin for 2.5. If I increase that, you'll see that's going for the other leg. It's pushing that out. The interim distance is the space in between the bolts. So again, if I decrease that, you'll see it comes together. It's right through the web now. But if I put it back, everything's normal. So this allows you to control the bolt spacing and how that's placed. From the center of the bolts to the edge of the plate is controlled later on. But for the rest of the spacing, it's all here. If I come down to bolts now, you'll see you have control over the size of the bolts here. But what are the different values? The bolt type, the bolt grade, the assembly type, nut and washer, nut and 2 washer. What is the shoe beam connection? Is it bolted or welded? So you don't have to have the bolts on that side. You can go in, you can adjust so that it's welded there. You have your reinforcing layout as well. So you can say I need a reinforcing washer, and that will put a plate on the back side. You can go in and you can adjust that here by saying what is the projection, make it automatic, so it automatically goes to width or length that you want. You can also say projections, and then under reinforcing dimensions, you have in here the option to control individually by unchecking all equal, and then you can set your projections, or you can come into here and set them to whatever you want. And you'll see the plate will increase on whichever projection you want by the amount entered. Okay. So I'll leave this at total. I'll turn it off. Reinforcing dimensions. Now look, this was their projected for the reinforcing plate. It's turned off, so it's all grayed out. Folded plate. Here we have more options for this folded plate here. And you can say what is the thickness of that plate. The edge distance for the first set of bolts. So remember I said you had control from the center of the bolt to the edge. You can see it's coming out. And then the other one as well. So if you wanted to increase the other one, you can see the bolts stay where they are and the edge of the plate moves up. Then you have control also for the radius of that plate by typing in a value. Then once you have your settings the way that you're looking for, and you say, okay, that's the type of plate that I want there, you can come to library, again, as with most connections, and save your connection, edit it, and give it a description so that you know what it is. And that way it will always call back that connection for you. And that is the Purlin connection with folded plate found in the PowerPack connection vault.